staring down Wagner on the mound. And that's a strike for Wagner. And it looks like the count's going to move to 1-1 with 1 out. And Brock Keener is really looking to move Bivens from first. Although Bivens is a productive stealer, he is 14 of 16 on the season. And that's another strike inside for Brock there, and the count moves to 1-2.
Some cheers for Brock Keener, likely his parents. They should be proud. A single in his 1 at-bat of the day.
And an RBI nonetheless.
Absolutely.
And a poor pitch blocked by the catcher. That's another ball, so the count moves to 2-2 with 1 out.
Brock Keener steps in, looking like a seasoned vet.
Wagner looks and deals, and that is just a miss there by Brock. A strikeout again for Wagner. Looking a little bit better in the sun. I think I think it might have had something to do with it.
It's certainly affecting you and I, causing the big squint. I can only imagine what's going on with him, as I might need to break out sunscreen pretty soon here. You laugh, but it is no joke.
And here comes Wagner. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Boy, that's a big swing.
But it looks like Engelman will probably take a seat there, and there's a pinch hitter at the plate.
Jack Weisenberger will be the one to sit on that pitch, a freshman. Another Wolverine getting more experience and more exposure today.
Count sits at 1-1. 2 outs, man on first. Wagner deals. Ooh, just missed Weisenberg. That's going to be another ball. So 2-1 count now here for Weisenberger. And he's looking again to drive Bivens somewhere other than first right now. Ball outside. Count moves to 3-1. Looks like Wagner might be losing a little bit of his magic. He was just starting to get going there, and he is in a 3-1 hole with Weisenberger at the plate, although 2 outs. So Weisenberger is going to need a hit for the Wolverines to stay alive here, or even a walk. And there it is. There's the 4th ball for Weisenberger, and he's going to take his base. That's going to push Bivens to second. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, it looks like Joe Pace is coming up again. And he will face Wagner, who is trying to get out of another kind of a tough inning here and get off the field. Again, the Wolverines are a threat to run it almost any time. Wagner with the throw. And that's a strike against Joe Pace there. Looked kind of hittable, but he held off on that one.
Wagner, he's going to need some real magic to dig his way out of this 10.32 ERA. 11 1/3 innings pitched for him. He's given up 21 hits in those 11 1/3 innings, including 4 walks. Though 4 walks in 11 1/3 innings is nothing to be upset about. The 21 hits, though, that's a different story.
Exactly, and as Wagner deals, it's going to be tipped by Joe Pace. Looks like a foul ball to the right side, but again, the Cars are safe from the many foul balls we've seen today.
We've seen one casualty today, the white truck. None otherwise, though the light poles have taken a beating as kids look to be running around trying to catch a foul ball, get that souvenir.
And that pitch is just inside. And the count moves to 1-2 with 2 outs here for Joe Pace. Bivens on second and Weisenberger on first.
For those of you just tuning in, Michigan with a 12-0 lead over the Toledo Rockets. 12 runs on 13 hits.
And that's a pitch inside. And that's 2-2 with 2 outs. And again, Bivens on second. Weisenberger on first here. And Joe Pace with the count here. Here comes Wagner with the throw. And it's tipped. Looks like just right to first. And the Rockets are able to gather that one and jog over to the first base and get the third out there to complete the bottom of the 7th.
Joe Pace with a nice little shot there. Almost beat the first baseman, who was taking his merry time as the Wolverines bench players hustle out to left field to stay warm. That seems to be a routine here.
Although, with the sun breaking out after the 7th inning stretch, I got to say it's not difficult for us to stay warm, especially with this exciting game of baseball right now for the Wolverines. Number 22, Michigan, up 12-0 on the Toledo Rockets. Good game so far for the Wolverines. I believe the Rockets have had quite a lot of trouble, but, it's just been one of those days.
And Grant Ruiz takes the mound for the Wolverines. A hard-throwing lefty, absolutely slinging the ball in there with some nice tail towards the end of his pitches. Catcher can't hold on to that practice pitch right there. This guy's throwing hard. Absolutely.
Yeah, and, surprised they didn't give, Kaufman maybe a little bit more to work with there. But can't blame him. Moving into Grant there, who is a redshirt sophomore from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Get him a little bit of extra work there, too.
I know a guy from near Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. His name's Peter Monahan, and he's sitting right next to me, giving you the play-by-play right now.
Thank you, Ian. And it seems as if we're being paid by the city of Bloomfield to really promote them today, but I promise you we are not. We are just enthusiastic citizens here and really enjoying this weather and this game as Grant warms up for the Wolverines. Well, here we are as the center fielder for the Toledo Rockets takes the field. Looks like Grant Roos, I believe, will be able to get a look at his first hitter here. And he deals strong pitch, whiffed on by the center fielder, Boss. And that will be strike 1.
Looks like the Wolverines now have in a backup catcher. A great opportunity for him to get some playing time, especially with the hard-throwing Grant Ruiz, who threw it so hard that this catcher was unable to hold on. The umpire takes his time. Looks like a mask issue, puts that back on, and now he's back there and ready to go.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, kind of a wild one there. Really flew over everyone's head, including the catcher. So maybe some nerves for the redshirt sophomore, even though it is 12-0. It is tough to, pitch in general, despite this being one that seems to be without pressure.
Absolutely, but
another great pitch there. Drives it right past the center fielder, Boss, right past into the catcher's mitt, and that is strike 2. The count sits at 1-2, 0 outs. And it's tipped, but into the netting. That is a foul ball for Boss. And Grant, I'm sure, is happy he wasn't able to make better contact with there and take him into the field.
And those last 2 pitches coming in the high 80s. He's really throwing some heat right now. Wow.
Another pitch by Grant, but that's going to move the count to 2-2 with the ball there. Again, 0 outs.
Some really good break on that curveball, but not quite in there for a strike.
Ooh, a good pitch by Grant there. Drives it right past Boss, just like his other 2 strikes, and that's a strikeout for Grant and a strikeout for Boss as he heads back to the Rockets dugout there, and up comes number 20, I believe Riley Campbell here for the Toledo Rockets to face Grant.
Riley Campbell, 2 for 3 on the day, walks up to the Maroon 5 song Lucky Strike, and he's hoping to get a lucky strike right now, as he does.
Ooh, and that is grounded to first, makes a diving stop, and Grant is able to race over to first and just barely beat the runner. Excellent play by Grant. Nice heads-up play by the pitcher. It's always a shame when your pitcher is kind of caught looking at the game and isn't able to get there. So excellent play by Grant. Unfortunate play for Campbell and the Rockets. Nothing's really going their way right now, but hopefully they can get something going.
Not at all. We've seen a lot of good defense from Michigan. And, it's not like Toledo hasn't been hitting the ball well.
And that's a pitch to Bennett. That's going to be a strike for Grant. So the count moves to 0-1 with 2 outs here, facing Antonio Bennett, the shortstop.
7 hits on the day for the Rockets.
And that's going to be a ball. Looked a little bit too high for Grant there. 1-1 right now.
One of the big stories here will just be the fact that, the Wolverines made the most out of every hit they got, 12 runs on 13 hits. The Rockets unable to do that.
Ooh. Looks like it just barely missed Bennett there. Kind of a wild pitch, but caught by the catcher. That's going to be 2-1. And here's the pitch. And that looked right down the middle. That's going to be a strike. Count moves to 2-2 with 2 outs. Grant looking to finish off the top of the 8th here. And that is a swing and a miss for Bennett there. Strong strikeout by Grant. Really throwing the heat there. And that's going to end the top of the 8th for the Wolverines. Again, 12-0. This is Peter Monahan and my good friend Ian Lemersall calling with me. Good game so far, Ian.
Yeah, good one if you're a Michigan fan. Toledo, 7 hits today, but unable to capitalize on any of that action. Where's the Wolverines? Again, 12 runs on 13 hits. It's the same theme, really every inning, which is that when Michigan starts to hit the ball, they heat up, they make the most of those base runners that they get, whether that be through, base stealing as, the 5th ranked team in the nation in steals, or just patience, not afraid to wait counts out and get walks. Wolverines have found a way to get guys on base and to always capitalize on the runners they have, whereas Toledo's done nothing but strand their guys. They've had, I believe, 3-4 runners in scoring position and still haven't scored a run yet. And it's not like they're, so far away or anything, but, it's the 8th inning now, and they still have not scored a run. I'm sure they'd like to get one on the board before this game is done.
And it looks as though, as the Rockets warm up out there, it looks as though possibly Slater will be out in this one, and on comes Clemente. That is Dominic Clemente, the throwing right but batting left hitter, not unlike Nick Poirier there. So interesting freshman right here from Wisconsin, taking the plate from the Wolverines. He's had a little bit more at bats than some of the other guys we've seen, but another good experience builder here.
Yeah, freshman will get to take some hacks against Alex Wagner.
The throw, and he swings at it. Would have been a little bit inside to the first baseman. Oh, but it's missed. Overthrown, but caught by the catcher to avoid any further mistakes. And Dominic Clemente is going to end up at first. Close play there, Ian.
Absolutely. That was a close play. The pitcher, so far, Alex Wagner, if anything, one of his stronger spots has been that every time there's a ball where he needs to be involved, he's been ready to go. And he would have beaten out the runner on that one, but just not a very good throw by the first baseman on the run, unable to get his feet settled there. Throws that one behind Wagner, but the catcher there backing it up smartly, unable.
And here comes Brdar, and he's going to take that pitch. Looked like a ball, so 1-0 count here. Michael Brdar up to the plate, 0 outs, and Clemente on first.
Brdar batting .330.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a strike, 1-1.
And looking like probably the best Michigan hitter on this roster, but not quite today because that title goes to the man batting next, Drew Lugbauer.
And that pitch is going to be outside, 2-1 for Wagner here. Trying not to get behind in the count again, but he falls 2-1. Favorable count here for Brdar and the Wolverines. Throws, and looks like it's going to be a third ball to Michael Brdar. 3-1 count now. Based on what he's seen, might be taken here, but maybe trying to hit one deep and get Dominic in. And that's going to be smacked. Looks like it's going to drop in front of the right fielder. He's going to throw to the cutoff man, only going to advance. Everyone one base, so Clemente is now at second. And Brdar is on base again with the single.
That one was smacked to the right side by Brdar, who is now 2 for 5 on the day and batting the 330s still. And Drew Lugbauer up next, 3 for 3 on the day. He has had a wonderful afternoon with 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs, a hit by pitch, and an RBI walk. He's been extremely productive in every at-bat, and against Alex Wagner in his 10.03 ERA, he will try and continue to do that.
And that pitch is going to be outside there for Drew, and the count's going to move to 1-0. 0 outs again for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 8th. Runners on first and second with catcher, third baseman Drew Lugbauer up to bat. And the pitch, it's going to be smacked, but it's going to go to the second baseman who kind of drops it there, unable to make the potential double play, only throws it to first. So Drew is out at first, but Clemente and Brdar each advance 1 to third and second. So, another example, Ian, of where the Wolverines' elite defense made a difference for them, and now kind of the mediocre subpar D right now for the Rockets is hurting them.
And that could cost them, as the big senior catcher, Harrison Wenson, steps up to plate. Similar to Drew Lugbauer, he also has 5 home runs on the season. Certainly a big guy, a big hitter. And this looks like an opportunity to score a few more runs.
Here's Harrison at the plate looking at Wagner. And he's going to smack that, but it's looking like a fly ball right to the left fielder. So everyone's going to stay. Brdar on second, Clemente at third. Unfortunate for the power hitter, Wenson there, but they do still have Bivens up to bat.
Jake Bivens has had a phenomenal day today with 2 singles, a double, and a walk. His average is up to 250. And his on-base percentage sitting at a clean 422.
I'm sure the Rockets here are itching to get out of this one. 12-0, Wolverines, bottom of the 8th. And there's the pitch. It's going to be outside. 1-0 is the count. 2 outs, Wolverines on second and third. And we got Jake Bivens up to bat, facing Alex Wagner of the Toledo Rockets. Here's going to be the pitch. It's going to be swung on by Jake. Second baseman is able to corral it, and that's going to be an out at first, and that's going to end the bottom of the 8th for the Wolverines. And they're going to head to the top of the 9th here. 12-0. Impressive game for the Wolverines. Really, they seem to have dominated in all aspects of the game here.
Yeah, absolutely. Sitting at 12-0. This game, obviously, we know is over. Wolverines likely seeing their last at-bats, and now Toledo is up, hoping at this point to just get on the board. This was a good opportunity for them, playing a ranked team from a elite division, but they really haven't capitalized so far, so they're just looking to get some good looks here, get some experience, maybe even for some younger players, and just really get a run on the board.
Yeah, and Ian, Eric Bakich is the head coach at Michigan in his 5th season now. I'm sure he is really looking to put in as many hitters as possible to see what he's got when the Wolverines make a run later this year. So obviously hoping for big things in the future for his team and trying to see what the youth on his team is able to do here against the Toledo Rockets. But as we head to the top of the 9th, the Rockets will be up to bat. It's looking, unless, there's a big comeback, this will do it for us.
This will do it for us pretty soon here, but following a similar strategy as with the batters, where Wolverines have been getting a lot of guys at-bat experience, they'll do the same with the pitching and follow that same trend by putting in Jack Bredesen, the sophomore right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Jack Bredesen, another Heartland, Wisconsin guy for the Wolverines, and he's going to look down at Dalton Bollinger there, who has only managed a double today. So obviously hoping to make some things happen here for the Rockets. But, Jack Bredesen looking to put a stop to that and the Rockets' hopes.
Absolutely. Dalton Bollinger, not a bad hitter, but, that'll be Josh Kales. Josh Kales will be pinch hitting for the Rockets, a senior, so not exactly gaining experience for the younger guys.
And that's going to be a swing and a miss there for Josh Kales. Excellent pitch by Jack Bredesen. That's going to be an 0-1 count, 0 outs.
Kales, the .219 hitter with a .406 slugging percentage.
There's the pitch. Another swing and a miss. Jack Bredesen, another good pitch. 0-2. Kales looking desperate in this batting attempt here.
4 extra base hits for him on the season. I think he's swinging away here. He's got a home run. He's a powerful hitter. He's going to swing away.
And he's going to take that one on the inside. Looks like a ball. And, Ian, I think you're right. He's really looking to make something happen to energize his team and really get on the board here.
Absolutely. That's about all you can do at this point, is just try to get some runners on, try and get a run on the board.
And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's a strikeout for Jack Bredesen and a strikeout there of the pinch hitter Josh Kales for the Rockets. And now it looks like the Rockets will have another pitch hitter, I believe, Jake Krupar, who will play right field now, and he will face Jack Bredesen.
Krupar, another senior, so...
Oh, that's going to be smacked to second base. Played well. Takes time to gather himself and threw it. There's the out at first. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Michigan really looking for that last out there.
And you got to wonder what the strategy here is, because everyone who's pinch hit so far has been a senior for this Toledo team, rather than maybe a freshman, get them some experience, some at-bats. But this is the 3rd straight pinch hitter now, Jordan Kesson, the 3rd straight pinch hitter who has been a senior. So I'm not sure what the strategy is, but maybe get the seniors some at-bats in their last season.
There's the pitch from Jack, and looks like that's going to be a ball, I believe. Again, 2 outs here. The Wolverines just need 1 more out to put away the Toledo Rockets here. 12-0, Michigan, top of the 9th. And there's the pitch. And they're going to refer to the first baseman, who I believe is going to call it a strike. Seems as if first base coach, first base ump, he's going to call that a strike on Jordan Kesson. So the count's going to move to 1-1, 2 outs here against Jack. And there's the pitch. And that's going to be another strike. 1-2, 2 outs. Wolverines just need 1 more strike here. And that's going to be a ball. 2-2, 2 outs.
Michigan up 12-0 here. Not exactly a pressure situation in what might be the final at-bat of this game and this beautiful day here at Ray Fisher Stadium.
And that's going to be a wild ball. Count's going to move, I believe, to 3-2 here. And Jordan Kesson is going to try to make something happen. But, again, not a lot of hope for the Rockets down 12 here. And there's going to be the pitch. And that's going to be a walk for Jack Bredson there. With 2 outs in the top of the 9th here. A walk. Again, the Wolverines just need that last out to put away the Toledo Rockets at home. Number 22, Michigan up 12-0 in the top of the 9th here. And that's going to be Kesson on first with 2 outs. Jacob Britt batting for the Rockets. And the pitch by Jack, a little off. Dropped by the catcher there, but no advance. That's going to be a ball. 1-0 right now, Jack Bredson.
Jacob Britt, also a senior. You are seeing now 4 pinch hitters in a row who are seniors.
The pitch by Jack. And it's a swing and a miss. 1-1 count now here. 2 outs. Jacob Britt up to the plate for the Rockets. And again, Kesson on first. And that's going to be another strike. I believe I heard someone yell, do it again. So Jack Bredson does. And that's 2 strikes in a row. The count's going to move to 1-2 with 2 outs here. And they're going to look to close this one out here, the Wolverines. Pitch from Jack. And that's going to be off a little bit. Just a little outside there. Kind of muffled by the catcher. But count's going to move to 2-2 with 2 outs. Top of the 9th. The pitch by Jack. Oh, it's going to be foul tipped behind the plate. Obviously, no one has a chance at that, but the count's going to remain at 2-2 with 2 outs here. Jack Bredson looking to close this one out for the Wolverines.
And these Rockets just don't want to die.
And that's going to be hit. Looks like a fly ball to center. And that's going to be caught by the Wolverines. And that's going to do it. That is a win for the Wolverines in the top of the 9th. Number 22, Michigan, is going to win 12-0 at home against Toledo here. Strong pitching, Ian, and it seems as if the Wolverines dominated in all aspects of play.
Absolutely. And from Ray Fisher Stadium, WCBN Ann Arbor FM, I am Ian Lemersall.
And I am Peter Monahan. And this is going to do it for us. Thank you for listening, and go Blue.